Their story is about the survival of a man who was drifting in the Pacific Ocean for a record 438 days with a limited supply of food, water and other necessary things. Can you even imagine how big is Pacific Ocean? It's bigger in area than the entire land on Earth. It's one third of the Earth's total area. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and the deepest of Earth's five oceans. World deepest point Marina Trench is also in the Pacific Ocean. Just imagine he spent 438 days in the largest and the deepest ocean before diving into this real story of a fisherman Salvador Alvarenga. If you have not hit that subscribe button and bell icon for our channel Factmystery sector, now is the time. On November 17, 2012 began like an other day for expert fisherman Salvador Alvarenga. He was from a small coastal village named Costa Azul in Mexico. Having little formal education, Alvarenga found a way to make money in the coastal village through fishing. Moreover, he found a theme to lead the rest of life. Play hard work, fish deep. Alvarenga was 35-year-old when he planned a 30-hour fishing trip with his 22-year-old friend Cordoba. In 25 feet fishing, boat without a sail or a motor, which neither had a roof nor cabin, they started their journey on the Pacific Ocean with an electric radio, bucket and a large ice box to store their fishes. Alvarenga had been warned that a storm was coming, but it was nothing new for him. He had faced storm before also with a hope that in one day he would make enough money to survive for a full week. They started their journey on 17th November 2012 at 10 am. Everything went well for the first few hours. They were able to catch almost 1,000 pounds of fish, almost overloaded their ice box. However, at around 1 am, they first felt the storm when waves rocked the small boat. The immature fisherman Cordoba started peeking. He said to Alvarenga, "Get us out of there. Let's go back." The boat began to fill with water. Both of them started to empty the water, but the strong waves filled the boat faster with water than they could empty it. The boat started almost sinking. Alvarenga was forced to take a radical decision. Then he threw all the fish they caught and other equipment worth of $1,000 into the ocean. They tried very hard to turn the boat toward home. The electronic radio Alvarenga called his boss to report his position. They were 15 miles away from where they started and tried to figure out a way to reach there faster. Just then an unexpected thing happened to the motor of the boat. This was the start of their suffering in the sea. It was clear when Alvarenga said, "I could not believe it. We were 15 miles off the coast and motor dead." Alvarenga yelled into the radio for help before the radio died. His boss replied that they were coming for help, but Alvarenga knew that with no flare gun, nothing to signal and no way to call for help, it was very difficult to find a teeny boat in the vast Pacific Ocean. After 5 days, the storm finally eased. Alvarenga and Cordoba were now around 280 miles away from the land, and sea wind pushed them further away. Cordoba started panicking with the fear of death and said, "We are going to die." Alvarenga tried to console him by saying that they will rescue us. However, Alvarenga himself knew that they were in a place where no fishermen go and chances of finding them were very little. The sun during the day made them feel as if they were cooked alive. The cold nights also starting hunting them. To get the warmth during the night, they climbed on the ice box and slept holding each other. In the initial few days, more than hunger, thirst had become an obsession for them. Having no water to drink, they had to drink their urine, starvation becoming routine for them. Alvarenga said during his interview, "I was so hungry that I was eating my fingernails." Finally, after 4 days, on the 11th day of his journey, the rain came. Both men collected 5 gallons of fresh water before it stopped in the plastic bottles they would found floating in the ocean. It was enough at least for a week. Seabird began lingering around their teeny boat. Alvarenga grabbed one of them and gripped it up apart like a raw chicken. His mate Cordoba started at him in horror. They drank the blood of the seabird. Alvarenga said during interview, "We cut their throat and drank their blood. It made us feel better." Alvarenga spent his days hunting for turtles, birds, and seaweeds. When felt hungry, they used to eat turtle, bird meat, and then eat blood to quench their thirst. However, managing food was becoming a huge challenge for them. Some days he could be able to catch some fish to eat. Then some days they had to starve. Experienced Cordoba's health was getting very upset. He was sick of eating raw turtles, birds, etc. His stomach was fed of those materials. Alvarenga tried to help him. He hugged him and told him that they would soon hit the island. Cordoba's mental stability also worsened day by day. At times he became violent and used to scream, saying that we are going to die. A few days later, Cordoba announced, "I am dying." Alvarenga put a fresh water on Cordoba's mouth, but his mate did not swallow. "Don't die. Don't die," said Alvarenga, panicked. "Don't leave me alone." It was raining the day Cordoba died, recalls Alvarenga. Finally, 6 days after Cordoba's death, Alvarenga slid his friend's body into ocean with a heavy heart. Alvarenga was then alone in the mouth of sea. Thoughts of suicide came to his mind very often. Only the fear of God would condemn his soul into hell stopped him for killing himself. He often saw a cargo ship passing by his teeny boat and would shout for help, but he is not sure whether those ships were even real or just his hallucination. Alvarenga imagined his life if he would ever make it home. He would be a family man with a clutch of children and a field full of animals. He begged to the heavens for a final chance and opportunity to salvage the relationship with Fatma, his 14-year-old daughter. On January 30, 2014, after drifting for 438 days in the Pacific Ocean, Alvarenga finally saw the same mountains. When he felt he was very close enough, Alvarenga dove into the water, swimming toward what he would later learn was in the string of the Marshall Islands, one of the most remote spots on the earth. Alvarenga said, "I hit the ground first, my boat hit the ground second. I felt the waves, I felt the sand, I felt the shore. I was happy that I fainted on the sand. I did not care if I died at that point. I was so relieved. I knew that point I did not have to eat any more fish if I didn't want to." Finally, a couple rescued Alvarenga on that island and took him to the hospital. After 11 days of treatment, he was ready to go home. When Alvarenga saw Fatma, he grabbed his daughter, saying, "I love you." Alvarenga then found a new meaning in his life. Thus, Alvarenga made a world record of surviving longest in the sea. He did not navigate or sail, he was just drifting for a record of 438 days in that huge ocean, where except for water nothing is visible. And there you have it, the inspiring story of Salvador Alvarenga. If you found this story captivating as I did, not forget to hit that like, subscribe as I did. Don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friend, and subscribe for more gripping stories.